Generally, the betting process has become a lot more entertaining and engaging. So it's not just about coming to the website or the app and placing a bet. It's a lot more.
You're listening to 15-Minute Mastery, a show that empowers you with insights from leading iGaming experts to enhance your personal or business performance. The show is brought to you by the AI-powered data analytics platform Blast and supported by tech-driven affiliate and media company Already Media, Lala Stars, the leading casino partnership program, and Next.io, the world's iGaming community. Hey everyone, and welcome back to 15-Minute Mastery. Today, we're joined by Maksim Afanasev. Maksim brings over 14 years of experience in sportsbook technology and operations. He now acts as the Director of Sportsbook Services for Sportradar. We're very excited to explore his insights. Welcome, Maksim.
Hi, Dmitry. Thanks for having me. Hello, everyone. I hope this session will be insightful for everyone.
I have no doubts about it. Honestly, I think when I think about the product and sportsbook in our industry, you're probably one of the first people who come to my mind in terms of the level of expertise. So having the opportunity to ask you so many questions is a true blessing. So I hope that all of our guests will enjoy it. Let's start with the first question. Since you are for so long in this industry, I want to ask you, how has sportsbook products evolved over the last 10 years and what we can expect for the future? New features, new offerings?
Well, I think it's actually a very, very broad topic, especially when you say 10 years. And we can probably spend several hours, you and I, talking about things that have been brought into the market over the last 10 years. So it's difficult to provide a short answer. I'll try to probably speak about a few points that I think is the most important and the most relevant. So number one for me is the enhanced look and feel. I think from those spreadsheet style websites with lots of charts, and then probably only those who really understood sports betting 10 years ago really could enjoy it. Now I think we came to a point where a majority of websites, betting websites, well, especially I think with the only exception of Asian market. I think when we talk about European, LATAM, US market, African market, the layouts are a lot cleaner, a lot simpler, a lot more intuitive, user-friendly, with a lot of cool features and perks built into the UI. So that's probably number one for me. Number two is that generally the betting process has become a lot more entertaining and engaging. So it's not just about coming to the website or the app and placing a bet. It's a lot more. You have a lot of social features. You have, like this sharing functionality, and it also goes beyond just the website or the app, right? It doesn't stop with you placing a bet. It goes beyond that. You share your bet, then somebody takes over. Then you have those celebrities who are now ambassadors, and athletes and clubs who are also partners of different gaming websites. And there's a lot of discussions and communities. So I think this is something that was brought in over the last 10 years. Number three for me probably is the CRM. When I think about this 10 years period, when I go back to 2014, probably what I have the flashback is, you create this crazy spreadsheet together with developers, and you create this one campaign that you run once a week, and it goes to all your customers, and it takes probably minutes or hours to actually for this campaign to be executed. And these days, it's a lot more efficient because you have a real-time CRM capabilities with modern tools where you can touch your client at every second, exactly when the client needs this touch point. I'm not saying that everyone is doing this today, but the capabilities are there, so you can do that, and that's one of the important thing. Then generally, gaming operators have become a lot tech savvy with a lot of technological advancement. So the platforms are a lot more stable, a lot more secure. I think that a lot of processes are now automated and easier. Intuitively easier for the client, like registration, KYC, the deposit and withdrawal process, especially withdrawal process. Again, going back to 10 years ago, I mean, you probably you could have waited for days to get your withdrawal approved because of different difficult processes, internal processes on the operator side, and then also the processing systems. Now it's a matter of seconds, especially if we talk about crypto. It's like boom, like that. You get your money, you get your money like very quick. And probably last point to mention, what has evolved over 10 years is responsible gambling. From talking about responsible gambling, I think we're now are in the phase where we execute that. There are already systems that help operators to identify very accurately problem gamblers. So they help to identify them. They help to find the right approach to target them, and then also there are solutions that help those problem gamblers to solve their problems, to protect them. And also this comes together with the regulation that is now a lot more stricter, and there are ways to monitor that. So that is something that I feel is very important, and that was evolved over the last years. So that's for the for the part that has happened. If we talk about the future, I'll probably think that despite the fact that there's a lot of enhancements in the UX UI, we still have not seen real bold changes. So, and I think this ChatGPT moment is yet to come. I don't know what it's going to be, but probably we will see a completely different interface that will conquer, the hearts of punters. And it's not there yet. I think we're still a bit. I know it's the UI is a bit more flashy, more friendly, but I think there's no disruption yet. So this is yet to come. That's number one. AI-driven solutions. AI is a buzzword, everyone talks about it, but reality, similar to what I said with CRM, we talk about it, but reality, a lot of operators are not using it, right? So there's so many ways you can use it, again, to automate your processes, to make your customer support better, to make the UIs better, to make, again, the CRM solutions better. So I think this is also something that will be evolving, and we'll see a lot of new products, something that will be new to the market. And that's number two. And probably the third one that I'm thinking is about the integrated ecosystem. What I observe over the years is that gambling is still kind of sitting aside. It's a separate industry, and it's not part of the ecosystem. Like, these days you have those marketplaces, super apps, where you have tons of different services, and gambling is not part of it. I know for a reason it's difficult from the regulation perspective, even from the technology perspective, from licensing perspective. But I think this will change at some point of time. Maybe some of the countries will come up with some revolutionary regulation that will allow to bring this entertainment into some ecosystem and enhance the user experience. So that's a little overview from my side on this topic.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I absolutely love it what you just mentioned, starting with the speed of withdrawals. It's like players cried, so finally we listened. So starting with that, and actually super app, I just keep thinking about it, like especially the markets such as Africa, where we have so many strong powerhouse brands like telco companies, streaming companies, and them adding just like a little bit more is actually, I think it's a great idea. So I think the thought which you just gave us leads me to a new way of this conversation, where I wanted to tap into the markets itself. So, European markets, and as you mentioned, we all started with, this spreadsheet style kind of a sportsbook products. So Europe is probably the old world, right? Latin America, US, Africa, and Asia, it's a new world, and they're closer and closer. So many markets are opening up, especially Brazil these days. So today we can call the iGaming like a truly global industry. So what are the key differences that you see between those markets, and what are the different needs from the product point of view?
Another very, very broad question. And I think also, let me start with a little bit side story. 3 years ago, I had a chance to visit Ghana. That was my first visit to Sub-Saharan Africa. And then 6 months after that, I visited Uganda. And even though both countries are on the same continent, you would think, hey, Africa, like Ghana, Uganda. But West Coast and East Coast, the difference culturally, mentally, the way they do business, the way they approach products, and the way they use products is so different. And we're talking about two countries which are both English speaking, and I mean there's still more similarities. If you, for example, compare Kenya to Senegal, the difference will be even bigger. So I think it all starts for me with the thing that you need to be very, very precise when trying to address and understand the market. You cannot just say, hey, here's LATAM or here's APAC. Think of APAC, China, India, Australia, totally different markets, right? And I think this is a big mistake that a lot of companies are making when they're saying, okay, we're going to Africa. What's the common things, right? And they try to use a universal solution that it doesn't work, right? You have different countries. So I think, first of all, if you want to be successful, you need to go very deep into the market. I mean, you can try to go into regions. Like if you think of East Africa, probably there's a lot of similarities between Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. So here you can work something out. But when it comes to, West and East Coast, I think Latin America also, if you try to compare Brazil and Mexico, right? Different countries, although there are some similarities. So I think, first of all, they're all different. And you need to invest a lot of your time and energy to understanding peculiarities of each country or, a small region that has a lot of similarities. But if you try to summarize, to make a high level overview, then probably for me, if I think of US, that's probably, compliance. One thing, regulation by state, another thing. So you need to be prepared if you want to run your operations. You need to be prepared for a lot of differences for each state. Each state has its own licensing rules. Even I know the companies that are running different player account management systems in each state because of the regulation, because of the licensing, because of the requirements. So it's very difficult and absolutely crazy acquisition costs. So that will be US. LATAM, I would probably say localization. Again, I mentioned this before, having local teams understanding, speaking their language, and like really being on the ground to understand a customer. Africa, again, there's no general silver bullet, but I would say what's a little bit in common is this the low bandwidth and mobile first. It's not that they don't have good quality internet. They have it, but it's very expensive. So you need to cater for that. And then probably for Africa, I would say you need to be very, very patient. Don't expect quick outcomes, and especially be patient with building the team there. It doesn't happen like this. You need to really spend a lot of time with your team, educating them, creating this special bonding. It will take more time than probably anywhere else, but it will pay off. Absolutely. So you just need to invest your time and it's going to get there. Just not as quickly as probably in other markets. Asia, I think is a different world. I think I probably know less about this region than about any other any other regions. My takeaway in Asia is that you need to have strong and good partnerships there. Someone that is originally coming from the region and understand the market, who can help you and navigate, so that you can bring in the product and service that the customers are expecting there. I think it's one of the most difficult markets when it comes to understanding really what the client needs there. So that's why you need a special relationship and special partners there.
Yeah, I love it, Max. Thanks a lot for sharing your thoughts here. One quick question here is, like, many people, they say Africa is the last frontier, that, Latin America is almost overwhelmed. Europe is obviously competitive as ever. So what in your thoughts is the last frontier in iGaming right now?
Depending on what you mean by last frontier.
Yeah, it's like the last market which is yet to be conquered by someone, like with a very big potential.
Okay. I tend to think that it's somewhere in APAC, to be honest. I have a feeling that this region, and it's not only for iGaming, I think this region has generally a huge potential, and it's evolving in other industries as well. So I tend to think that probably this is where the biggest potential for future is. I mean, I don't know. Again, APAC is very big, right? So
Yeah.
probably somewhere, I don't know, Indonesia, Philippines. I don't know. I don't have an answer for this, but I would probably think that this region has a huge potential. And I mean, like, there's a lot of countries there that are yet to be regulated. Japan, China, right? We don't know what's going to happen there. India, there's a lot of talks about India being regulated, but still not there, right? And these countries, they have massive potential.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think, I mean, your statement, which you started the geo question with, is like every territory and even like, the country sometimes is very deep, right? It's not just like Africa, or even sometimes not a country within Africa, which is, just one piece. It's so many pieces within one piece sometimes. So I totally agree with you. Okay, let me ask you one last question with a twist. So on your LinkedIn profile, you said that you're passionate about getting margin high, churn low, clients engaged, and the most importantly, employees and business owners happy. I love it. The first time I saw it, I was like, oh man, this is my life motto. So can you share your approach to actually getting margins high, churn low, and clients engaged?
Okay, I'll probably start with a little bit of philosophical starting here. I think it all starts with the right strategy. Again, another buzzword similar to AI, probably, we've heard it before, but, impressively, a lot of companies do not have this really clear strategy and vision and goals. And I'm not talking about values here. And I think it's important that you start with that. And then once you really understand what you want to achieve and what's your outcome, not financial. I mean, of course, we all want to bring in, a company, to create a company that will be financially efficient and successful. But there needs to be something apart from that, like how different you are. There are 3, 4, 5,000 betting websites all over the world. You're starting another one. How is it different? What are you bringing, different to others? So that's probably number one. And number two is the team. Once you understand what you want to deliver, the strategy and how, you need to get the right people on board. Those who will believe in this, those who will support with same values. And I think once you have those two components, this is where you have the passion. And this is why I said the passionate, right? So, and once you have the right team and the right setup, and they're all passionate, then that's already, for me, 50% of success. Now, the rest of 50% is kind of a mechanical thing. I guess if you have the right team who wants to deliver the result, who want to understand and deliver best product, it will be easy for them to get very close to the end consumer and look into the, all the problems and all the, touch points. Talk to customer on a regular basis. You will enjoy talking to your customers and getting their feedbacks from your products, understanding what they like, what is something that they don't like. Of course, you need a lot of technology here behind it, but it is there. You can now analyze all the touch points. You just need the passion to really look into this on a daily basis to understand if the clients are enjoying your product or not. Do they want this layout or they want another layout? So, and I think, again, it all starts with a passion. So once you get close to your customer and you really understand the customer, you talk their language, you will have the highest engagement rates ever. And once you have the high engagement rates, churn rates, then, that's already, I think, you can already celebrate this. So that's when it comes to churn rates and, keeping the clients engaged and happy. For the margins, it's not really a trading margin. I don't know, maybe someone thinks about trading margin. Again, for me, it's more a mechanical thing. Trading margin can go up and down depending on the outcomes of the sport results. On the long run, you should have it stable, and it's not a rocket science today. There are a lot of services that can help you to manage your sportsbook, the risk management and the trading. So when it comes to margins, what I mean more is like business margins. And I think another mistake that a lot of companies are doing is they have their operations split into units. they have a unit that is responsible for brand awareness. So they say, we want to, make the brand, visible. There's another unit that goes after clients and acquisition. So they have a target of acquiring customer, maybe acquiring at low rates, and you don't know what traffic they're going to be bringing because they have this particular KPIs. There's another unit that is then looking after client engagement. So they are say, we want to, keep the client engaged. There's another unit that is looking after trading and so on. And I think the problem is that many operators are missing this connection. So they have the silos. Each unit is working on their own KPIs and metrics, and they miss the overall goal. And I think this is what a lot of companies need to work on to make it more optimized so that they have one goal, and this will lead to a lot better efficiency, and as a result, better business margins. So that's what I meant with margins in my statement. So yeah, I think again, at the end of the day, it sounds simple, I know, but I think it's a lot, to do with, building the right team, building the right vision, and then adding, these new services that are available today, a brilliant service. I mean, you have a lot of options to choose from for the CRM, for trading, for platform. You just need to make a right decision here. And it's a mechanical, I think, thing. First thing is the team and how to, bond them together.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Max. And I think simplicity is the effing key. That's how they say a lot of times. And I think nailing down the basics, foundations, and making it very simple is probably the right way to success. So thank you so much for sharing all your thoughts and wisdom with us. That was a very good episode. Thank you so much, Maksim, and I cannot wait to chat with you soon.
Thank you.